So as you can see, we start out, we clean the fish, and I already scaled it. Well, the fisherman scaled it, but I re-cleaned it, and then I just soak it now in some lime juice and water. So we just squeeze a fresh lime and put it in water and make it sit like that for a minute before you do anything else. All right, so we got our snapper here, as you can see. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just cut some people. We're gonna fry these fish, so a lot of times people don't even cut this here, but I do because it takes up more room. So, and it's harder to deal with, it'll stick you. So I cut off all those things, like these things here. You just get rid of them. This here, again, you don't have to do it, but it's just easier to deal with the fish if you do it. You understand? All right. This can stay. Some people cut it off. Now in here, as you can see that thing here, this has to come out. So all you people that cooking your fish, don't leave that in there. It'll give it a nasty, sour, bitter taste. So see, that got to get out of there. All right. So we go ahead and we pull it and get all that stuff out of there. This, see, get this all out of here. We're gonna re-wash these afterwards, so you know it's all right if you don't get everything. We take a knife or this scissors and pull, clip, and pull. So get all of that out of there, okay? And then what we'll do, we'll just take a knife. Let me get a knife here. And just kind of go back over it. Because you see, even though it's cleaned, they still have some little scales on them. So you still got to try and get them off. See? There we go. So we want to get all that off. And then what we do, we just rinse it again. Okay? All right, and that's how we're gonna do all the 20 of these fish. All right. So the fish has been cleaned, scaled, and properly done. So now we get to the good part. So all we do, we take a knife and score, turn it over, score. Then you take this, the greatest seasoning on earth, as you all know already, and you want to get all in those little crevices, see, just like that, and just season the whole fish. And that's it. Now we're gonna let this sit, and we do the same exact thing again. Get the fish. Now you could do one like this too, just one big score. You don't have to do two. One score like that. Same thing. Season all in there, especially on the insides. Now you don't want to season the insides too much because the seasoning is going on the outside and in, so sometimes it's way too salty. Some people like it like that. I don't. Okay. And there we go. That's it. So those are the two ways we do it. All right. Next step is to move to the frying. So as you can see now, the fish is fully seasoned, and you know, just did the same to all of them. Again, I don't use anything else. Oop, here we are, except for this. That's it. All right, you can just go to the web, to the IG, hit me up in the DM, and if you're interested in getting the seasoning. All right. Now, as I always say, I'm going to tell you this one time and one time only. Always fry the fish outside. If you want to have a happy home, you fry it outside. That's it. So this is the oil. And once this heats up, we'll add the fish to it and get it nice and crispy. Alright, so the fish It's been added to the oil after about 5-10 minutes of warming up the oil. And what I do, I just sprinkle some water in the oil. Just once it starts crackling, I know, okay, we can add the fish at that point. Alright. Alright, so I need to check them. It's about 5 minutes. So what I do, I look and you see, in there it's cooked, but I want it a little crispier than that. Okay, so you can still turn it if you want. Just know that you're gonna have to turn it back again. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna come and check these. This oil isn't the same exact thing, you just lightly turn it. You know, this oil is a little too much oil in this pan, I'm gonna have to take some out. You know what I mean? There we go. And that's it. Okay, so when you're taking the fish out, you get it and just hold it and let it drain. Sorry about that. See, just let it drain and then put it like that so it can keep draining. Normally you would have paper towel here, but I gotta do this quickly, so bear with me. Alright. We're gonna add the second batch of fish. And you just lay it in there. That's it. Don't go too crazy, and then we'll get the other ones now, okay? So here they are in the pan. You can see they got nice color, you know, deep fried, well, pan fried, but fried well. Alright, and then now I'm gonna make the Escovitch sauce, and that's it, plate. So we're gonna make the Escovitch now. Alright, so what we need the Scotch bonnet, and you can see authentic Scotch bonnets, not habaneros or whatever. I mean, you can use them if you really don't have the Scotch bonnet, but I don't advise it because we want the flavor. We got a red bell pepper, a green bell pepper, and a yellow. And I use a red onion with a white onion. You know, just my style. You can do it however you want. So I do it. And then our carrots, okay? So let's just make this quick and painless as possible. So let's start with the peppers. All we do is just go down the sides in the fours. Real simple. Like that. And then take out that little fleshy part here. See? Okay. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. We just need them in strips. You know what I'm saying? So let's make life simple. This is how we do it. Alright. There. And then you just cut them in strips. Doesn't matter the size, whatever you like. If you like them thin, if you like them medium, big, it's all irrelevant. It's just a matter of preference at that point. Alright. So that's it. That's the green pepper done. You do the same exact thing to the yellow. Just hit all four corners. I mean, and I know I can hear some people talking now, oh, you can do it this way and that way, which is true. There's many ways to do this. But when you make your video, you can show them how to do it the way that your parents or your grandmother or you do it. Alright. So simple. Just cut them up. Again, doesn't really matter how you do it, just as long as they're cut up into strips. And then the red, same thing. This is a little different because the four sides are a little harder, but however you get it, doesn't matter. Alright. Again, I just pull out the white flesh. And again, that's preference. Some people won't do it. It's a waste to them. So I can't argue. can be a waste, but to me, I just don't like it in there. Okay. Again, I just want them cut. However, we can get it done. There you go. And that's it. All right. So let's put these over here. And then I'll move that to my tray. I like to keep things a little separated because I add them in at different times because I don't want these to overcook and be really, really soggy. So as you can see, it already looks beautiful with the color, red, green, and gold. We have to have that in everything. And now with the Scotch bonnet, it's simple. You just cut them in big chunks. I leave the seeds in there because I need a little spice. Some people take it out because I don't want it too hot. But that's not happening at this party. Okay. There's that. Now the onion is pretty simple. Let's clean up our board a little bit. All right, so the onion, you just cut there, other end, and then just peel. See? And once you see that little flesh part, you grab it. There, onion peeled. That's it, simple. Now this can be cut like this. Some people do it like that. Me is even more easier. I just take a line down there like that, turn it on its side, and cut decent size pieces. Okay. I don't really use this piece here. It's not that it does anything, but I really just want the rings like that. See? And now I might even cut it in half because I don't even want them to be that big. So this is how it's gonna look, like this. This is what you want, okay? So again, at this point we could just hit it in half. I take out this middle piece. Again, it's not necessary, just a thing I've been doing. I don't know why. One of those things you do and you don't even know why you do it. You understand? Again, there, see? So that's what you want. All right, so we're just gonna finish up the onion. You actually could even tear it because it doesn't even matter at this point. The way it's gonna cook down in the vinegar, you know. So it'll be even faster. Watch. That's it. I'll put it over here. Okay. Again, this I wouldn't really throw it out. So let me get a plate. The reason why is that it can still be used for other cooking. So don't throw it out. It's not trash. Okay. And then I get a white onion and do the exact same. Top, spin it. The other half, I don't go all the way through, as you see. So I have something to pull, to tear. And then we just find the piece and pull it. Simple. Okay. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Again, same thing. This one, I don't need as much. So I'll maybe take about 4 pieces too. I guess you can't have too much onion. Now this, I leave whole. Okay. The white stays whole. So we don't want this one to be because this one is more like a garnish. You know, when I'm done, I'll show you how I'm gonna do that and put that on that plate actually. Okay. So here, and then the last thing is the carrots. So let's make this quick. We're just gonna peel them. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. I'll show you both ways that people tend to do it, but I do it for garnishing. I have 2 ways that I do it to make it look even better when you plate up your Escovitch. Let's get this out of the way. All right, now look. Let's move that. Here, it's simple. You take a cut about here, or maybe about here, right? And then I just go down the middle, flip it there, and then I'll cut it maybe 2 times again, and that's it. Okay, down the middle, flip it on the flat end so it doesn't slide all over the place, and just cut it like that. Okay, and they look around this. Now sometimes this is a little fat for me, so I might split it one more time just so it cooks easier and faster. Okay, and that's how you can get your Escovitch carrots. All right, now that's one way. For the garnishing, this is another little Balos trick. I'm gonna give it to you. You peel the carrot. Okay, I don't want to show you this. This thing is broke, but I'm so cheap to even buy another one. We still just use this. Isn't that crazy? It's so cheap. I won't even buy a peeler. Anybody out there, if you have a peeler you want to send to me, just hit me up on IG or in the YouTube channel and send it to me. I need it badly. Right? Now, here, let me show you. This, you just take it, the same peeler, and you hit it, and you just go like this. Okay? And we're going to use these strips in the Escovitch to give it that nice look when you're plating. Okay? So that's a little tip. Now, if I see you using this in your Escovitch, I'll know where you got it from. So at least tag me and give me a little credit that you saw it here. So you're going to have these little strips here, and that's what we're going to use on top of the Escovitch to give it a next level of appeal. All right, and that's pretty much it. I'll go to the next stage where we're going to cook it down with the vinegar, add a little salt just for taste, and the fish seasoning, and some allspice. All right, so the pot is heated up. I'm going to make the Escovitch right now. So this is just coconut oil. Hope you can see that. Organic. So I'm going to use this, I don't know, tablespoon maybe. I don't use measurements, so you guys just have to bear with it. You have to use your eyes. That's Caribbean cooking. All of that measurement is more for baking and things like that. You understand? All right. So the first thing I like to get in there is the carrots. Okay. So I put the carrots in first. Give them a twirl. Get the oil on it. And let that go. Then I add my Scotch bonnet. Is there any reason to do it this way? Not really. Only the carrots. Because the carrots are a little thicker. So you just want them to kind of cook through before everything else. Alright? And then from there, I add the onions. The peppers I leave for last. Get everything kind of covered in the oil. But we don't want it to be soft, too soft. Well, I don't anyway. Some people don't care. Okay. And here, to add a couple of pimento seeds. And the star of the show, just regular distilled white vinegar. And just enough to cover it. You know, and that's what we want. And then add a little salt. Or your seasoning, your all-purpose, whatever you want, black pepper, just to your taste. Mix that around, let it get heated through. Alright. then go and let that warm through, cook through. And then now you can add peppers. Again, just want it to flavor up. Oops, something escaped. Right? And then, see, it's got all that beautiful color. You don't want it to overcook too much. And you grab one of the carrots also. Taste, have a little taste. Okay. Might get a little bit more vinegar. A little salt. And like I said, here some people put sugar. I see them do everything to it. So again, it's for your taste. I keep it simple. Little salt, maybe some black pepper, and the vinegar and the ingredients. Let them talk for themselves. That's really all I do. And then look at that color. Now, remember those white onions we cut into rings? We want to get those in there. Okay. Again, we're not trying to cook these too much. We do want them to have the flavor. That's what everybody wants. Now, yes, I know there's other ways to make escovitch as far as putting it in the jar, and you know, there's a million ways to do everything, but for what we're doing today, this is the way we're doing it. Again, you're always welcome to make your video and show us how to do it that way. Okay? And that's that. And you let that just cook for maybe another 2-3 minutes, and it's done. That's it. You know? Now, some people add more vinegar to it because they want to put the sauce on the fish. So if you want to do it that way, you can. But I don't necessarily do it that way. Okay? Okay, I've taken all of the escovitch out. Remember those carrots that I shred up? Just, there you go. And get them in there. This is not even 10-15 seconds. That's it. That's all you need. You just want to get them wet and get them out of there. Understand? That's it. You want it to keep that bright orange color. And that's it. And there you go. That's how the escovitch looks. And you top it with orange strings. That's it.